the first time in more than 20 years, convicted murderer Scott Peterson is speaking on camera about the death of his wife LACI and their baby. A new documentary series looks at whether Peterson killed his wife and their unborn child. ABC News reporter Suzanne Fawn is in the newsroom. Suzanne?
So Dan, for the first time since his conviction in 2004, we're hearing from Scott Peterson on camera. He's sitting in prison, speaking over a grainy video call with the documentary series filmmaker who's an investigative journalist.
Scott Peterson was convicted of the murder of his wife.
This was a beautiful, pregnant, missing woman.
In the new Peacock original documentary Face to Face with Scott Peterson, we're hearing from the convicted murderer on camera.
Why should anyone want to hear your side of the story?
Because I didn't kill my family.
A lot of people are tuning in to hear what Peterson has to say. Some ask, why now?
Why I want to speak. I regret not testifying. I have a chance to show people what the truth is and if they're willing to accept it.
Former prosecutor Steve Clark followed the Scott Peterson case closely as a legal analyst more than 2 decades ago.
My reaction to Scott's statements now is, where was all this when you did have the chance to testify? You have to recognize that the Innocence Project has advanced the theory that Scott Peterson is innocent and that there are alternative theories to what happened to LACI.
Peterson is serving a life sentence without the possibility of parole for killing his wife LACI and their unborn child Connor. He still denies that he did it. The documentary producer questioned Peterson about his unusual behavior during the investigation, that he came across unconcerned.
They're saying it because I was unwilling for the first few weeks to go in front of a camera and give them the terrible emotions I was feeling.
The public later learned that Peterson was having an affair with Amber Fry. Clark says Peterson didn't act like someone dealing with a devastating loss.
Because he did not come across as someone who was a widow, who was someone who cared about losing his wife and child.
In the docuseries, Peterson was asked if he killed LACI because he didn't want to be married or he didn't want to be a father.
That's so offensive, it's so disgusting. I just don't get that argument.
Peterson says he thinks about LACI and Connor often. He says there are times when he, quote, becomes a wreck. The last comment from Peterson on camera, he apologizes for becoming emotional. And some say Peterson seemed stoic during the investigation and trial. Others say when he did show emotion, it didn't seem genuine. Legal analyst Stephen Clark says Peterson is not under oath. He's not being cross-examined right now. Clark says we will have to wait and see if Peterson is given a new trial. Live in the newsroom, Suzanne Fawn, ABC 7 News.